star have to go far. Choir singing to us, it's always great. Every year they come out, we love it. We love it.
Did y'all catch Jason Garrett singing Carol yesterday? That was the highlight.
Oh, I missed it.
Does he get in line with them?
No, he belted out a few bars. It was great. It was
Bars
good stuff.
only.
Bars.
All right, guys, let's talk Colts. Let's focus in on this matchup. Cowboys have a chance to take the NFC East crown this weekend. So without further ado, Cover 4 presented by JCPenney. You're up, David.
I'm going to take every opportunity I can to do this on a TV show. They asked Jalen Smith. Big matchup of linebackers in this game. Leighton Vander Esch, Darius Leonard fighting for Rookie of the Year. We'll get more into that. But asked for his vote for Defensive Rookie of the Year. What does Jalen Smith say?
It's great.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Well, you guys can vote for Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch and all the other awesome guys we have on this team today. Today is a big day for a Pro Bowl vote. It's the last day to make your votes known on social. So get to @DallasCowboys.com. Make it happen. Make it happen for these guys.
Someone asked Raiders owner Mark Davis at the NFL owners meetings about the Amari Cooper trade to the Dallas Cowboys, and he said maybe in a couple years we'll look back on this and we'll say, damn.
Maybe a couple weeks.
Maybe a couple.
When you look back.
This exact moment in time.
All right, it is time to talk about the Cowboys-Colts matchup. We are going behind enemy lines, and our friend Caroline Can is joining us. She's a reporter and host for the Colts. And Caroline, I got to ask you, this Cowboys defense is on a tear. How do the Colts plan to attack?
Yeah, the Colts offense really struggled for about 5 quarters of football, and they weren't able to put any points up on the board. But then a big-time play headlined by 2 of the Colts' biggest leaders really seemed to bring this offense back to life. And we've seen this a few times this season, that slow start, but we've also seen things start pretty quickly as well. And I think the biggest difference for the Colts in terms of that offensive firepower is how quickly they can establish their run game. During the Colts' 5-game win streak earlier in this season, the run game was really rolling. And I think that will be a big point of emphasis against the Cowboys this week. Now, the Colts, they also have former Cowboys linebackers coach Matt Eberflus as a defensive coordinator. So I'm hoping maybe he dropped a few hints and tendencies their way. But maybe that's just wishful thinking.
I'm glad you mentioned linebackers, Caroline. That's what I'm talking about for this entire matchup. We know all about Leighton Vander Esch, what he's managed to do for this defense. Darius Leonard is not exactly a slouch, leading the league in tackles as a rookie. Like I said, making a case for Defensive Rookie of the Year. What have y'all seen from this guy, and how does that compare to the expectations when he came in?
Yeah, a few people called Darius Leonard the worst pick of the draft. So for those people, he's absolutely blown expectations out of the water. Although for Leonard himself, he's really playing exactly like he thought he would. He made a pretty bold claim back in training camp that he wanted to have a Defensive Rookie of the Year type of year, and he's certainly making a good case to see that become a reality. Because he's not just leading NFL rookies, but he's leading the entire NFL in tackles, and that's with him missing a game earlier this season due to injury. Now, Leonard, he's become this emotional leader for the team, and his infectious personality is really only amplified because of the impressive year that he's having. He's just so much fun to watch out there on the field.
Yeah, Caroline, both the Cowboys and the Colts have had inconsistent quarterback play. How would you say Andrew Luck has developed throughout the season?
Well, I wouldn't call Luck's play inconsistent. I do think it is fair to say that he and the offense, they had a bit of an off day in Jacksonville. And then his turnovers, they've come on some big-time gutsy play calls. But outside of those two arguments, Andrew Luck has drawn attention for the NFL's Comeback Player of the Year, and even at times the NFL's MVP. He's currently second in the NFL total touchdown passes. He's on pace to have his career-high completion percentage, and he's strung together 8 consecutive games with 3 or more touchdown passes. Now, the offense, they're also averaging over 26 points per game, and that doesn't happen with inconsistent quarterback play. Now, in terms of his growth, I think the most noticeable has just been him physically. Frank Reich said a few weeks ago that Andrew Luck was stronger now than when the season began, and that shows in his durability. Now, Luck did say before the season that he was not going to skip a step in his process to have his best year, and we've certainly seen that play out these last few months.
Carolyn, there's a bunch of underrated receivers across this league, and one of them happened to be on the coach in T.Y. Hilton, and he always puts up astronomical numbers. How can the Cowboys defense handle T.Y. Hilton?
Well, his nickname is the Ghost, so I don't really think you can stop him. But in all seriousness, T.Y. Hilton is certainly the #1 wide receiver for this Colts team, but he's not the only option for Andrew Luck in big moments. The beauty of the Colts offense this year is really the number of options that Luck has at the line of scrimmage and all the different roles that each pass catcher plays in the play design. Now, what does this mean in terms of stopping T.Y. Hilton? Well, it means that you probably shouldn't pay too much attention to Hilton on a particular play because he may just be playing decoy. Now, and an example of this is that just before halftime in Houston, it was a 2nd and 11 play in the red zone, and T.Y. Hilton and Eric Ebron, they were lined up to the left of Luck. Now, Hilton pulled most of the attention on a slant route into the end zone, but shadowing just behind him was Eric Ebron on an out route. And thanks to the attention that Hilton demanded because of his 4 receptions and 94 yards so far in that game, Ebron was able to catch his 13th touchdown pass of the season. And the Colts, they went up 14-7 there. So although Hilton did put up 199 yards on 9 receptions in this game, so good luck gauging the amount of attention the Ghost should warrant.
Thank you, Caroline, for all the information. Be sure and find Dave in the press box. He's really cool.
A lot of pressure,
And he'll
but
be
thanks.
turning 30.
A lot of pressure, but thanks.
It's his birthday weekend too, but whatever. We're taking a break here. When we come back, Sean Lee is on the prowl back to the football field. Let's talk about what it means and also go down memory lane. We'll explain in a minute.
Hey Dallas Cowboys fans, I'm Danny Sarek at the AT&T Media Center. Exciting news has recently come out about the NFL's 2020 draft. The draft will be held in Las Vegas across the Strip. The Oakland Raiders are making the move to Las Vegas for the 2020 season, so before they even host an NFL game, they'll be hosting the draft. Will the Cover 4 crew be lucky with their bold predictions ahead of the Cowboys-Colts game with quarterback Andrew Luck? Stay tuned.
Fires me up to hear him calling the huddle after he's been out for a while. It's cool to see because he's a guy who loves football and this is his life really. So to see him out here and the smile on his face, see him running around and knocking guys back and stuff like that is really cool.
That was the talk of the locker room today. Everybody was asking all the other guys, what's it like now that Sean Lee's coming back?
Bring him back.
He's been the mainstay in that linebacker core. I know he hasn't always been on the field, but he's been that guy. Obviously, we saw how the season fell apart without him last year. So it makes sense bringing him back, going back to, I mean, you know, people like to stress out about who's going to play and how much. I'm not worried about having 3 Pro Bowl caliber linebackers. Not worried about it at all.
You mentioned he has been on and off the field. We're going down memory lane just to refresh you guys before he plays where Sean Lee has been.
Before Sean Lee even stepped onto the field, he was doubted. He quickly proved the skeptics wrong by outwitting one of the best to ever do it. His fight and determination instantly made him a leader of the team both on and off the field. Even during his injury-plagued seasons, Lee fought through the adversity to help make an impact for his team. His performance on the field led to awards and accolades, but the real work was done when no one was watching. Now Lee has proven that he's an unquestioned leader through his mentorship to his younger teammates as he has fought through a reoccurring hamstring injury. Lee is expected to rejoin his teammates on the field in Indianapolis this Sunday. With a division title on the line, the Cowboys will lean on their veteran leaders like Sean Lee to take advantage of this opportunity.
Coach Lee,
100%. 100%. The moment he hangs the cleats up, he will be on someone's staff as a linebackers coach. Not an assistant to the assistant, not some GA type position. He will step right in as someone's linebacker coach.
And whether you want to believe it or not, look at what Jalen and Leighton are doing, and so much of that is Sean Lee. I mean, any defense that he will be a part of. You guys know what day it is? It's Thursday. You know what that means?
We know what that means.
It's time for the boldies. Let's get bold with it. Who is first? Jesse, I need something bold from you today.
Okay, so I was close first half last week. Let's hope I can get a little bit closer this week. The tight ends came on a lot last week, so I'm expecting the tight end group to be responsible for not one, but 2 touchdowns this against the Colts. Get those young fellas in the end zone.
All right, tight ends on a roll. Well, you thought that was bold. I raise you this.
Ooh.
Amari Cooper had a historical game last week. Over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. I say he repeats.
Double down.
More than that.
If
They
you-
even do more than that.
If you hit on this, I'm buying you dinner, and we can go wherever you want. Like,
Wow!
that's
All right.
insane.
That's
That is
insane.
insane.
That really would be
200
the
yards
boldest
again.
of all.
Wherever you want to go.
I feel you, and I think the big game comes down to Dak Prescott. The quarterback gets 2 rushing touchdowns, and I say that because this rush defense not strong, and you guys have seen it before when they have had those red zone struggles. Well, Dak takes it right on his back and he runs it right in. So that's what I think happens 2 times this weekend.
2 rushing
Be the daddy.
He's the daddy.
Daddy
Be
runs.
the papa.
Y'all focusing on the offense a lot, and that makes sense. I don't worry about the offense. They'll figure it out. I worry about how do you limit Andrew Luck, especially this team, this Colts team, not allowing sacks. They're not allowing hits. They've given up 16 sacks all year. They have only allowed Luck to be hit a half dozen times in the last month. They do not let pass rushes affect him, and I think that's what Dallas is going to have to do if they're going to win this. So, hot boys, get after it. 4 sacks, which would literally, that would be a quarter of the sacks the Colts have allowed this season. It would be an amazing day. I think they're up to it. That's what I'm calling.
When are the Pro Bowl results announced?
Next Tuesday.
Okay, so they are going, I mean, all those guys want to go.
All those
They're about
guys
to
wanna go.
off this
No
weekend.
time like the present.
All right, we are out of here. Jess, take us to OT.
Well, the Cowboys are heading to this game trying to get their 6th win in a row. This dates back to 2016 when they had 11 games in a row. Heading into the playoffs, you want a team that is peaking, that is hot. There is no hotter team in the NFL right now than the Dallas Cowboys on defense, and they'll pick their offense up this week.
That is true. Jesse is reminding you, Lindsay's reminding you about these guys wanting to go to the Pro Bowl. But, guys, Sunday matters. If they win that game, they are going to the playoffs. So don't forget that you guys need to be loud and proud at noon. So get up early, get going.
Shouts out to Stephen A. Smith. I see it, man. It's tough being good on live TV. Talking about Hunter Henry, talking about Derek Johnson. I get it, though. And personally, I'm going to be at Lucas Oil Stadium on Sunday. I'm looking at Miles Austin. I'm looking at Keith Brooking. Cowboys have what it takes to get it done. Hopefully get to see some Peyton Manning. Don't sweat the small stuff, big guy. It's okay.
That one's going to be around for a while, isn't it? It's going to be around. Guys, we won't have a podcast tomorrow because we'll all be at the Salvation Army. It's going to be amazing, but we will catch you guys next week to react to hopefully an NFC East title. See you guys then.
Hey.